Sometimes people close to us die, and no matter how much we prepare ourselves, it's always heartbreaking. We wish we had more time with them, a chance to say goodbye, or simply to see them leave at a time that feels less overwhelming. But is there ever truly a right time? Interestingly, this feeling isn't limited to our personal circle. It often extends to the actors and entertainers we admire on screen. These stars might not know us personally, but they've played roles that made us laugh, cry, and feel deeply connected. So when they left, we felt their absence. From the tragic death of Dominique Dunne to the unexpected passing of everyone's favorite Michael Clarke Duncan, here are 20 actors whose deaths might have flown under your radar. Michael Clarke Duncan. Starting off our list, let's talk about Michael Clarke Duncan, the big star of The Green Mile. Back in the early 2000s, it felt like you couldn't escape this man on the big screen. Seriously, you'd have to actively avoid movies to miss him. He was everywhere. However, behind his success was a man who had been through a lot, but stayed determined to make it. Born on December 10th, 1957 in Chicago, life was very tough, but things got even tougher when his dad left. That meant his mom had to hold the family together, and she did it with strength and resilience. She even put her foot down when it came to him playing football in high school, afraid he'd get hurt. And while that decision might have disappointed teenage Michael, it nudged him towards something that would eventually define his legacy: acting. At 6'5" and at 315 pounds, his presence was impossible to ignore. This made him land several menial jobs which he used to support himself and his mom.
What menial job did you have?
I was a gas man for Chicago Gas Company, People's Gas.
When you come and check the meter?
No, I would actually dig out the hole that the guys with the mechanic had to go down into. I was a laborer. I dug ditches.
Luckily for him, Hollywood noticed too, and little by little, he started getting roles as bodyguard for A-listers like Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, and Jamie Foxx. Then came 1998, when he landed a major role as Bear in Armageddon alongside Bruce Willis. That movie didn't just put Michael on the map, it also brought him closer to Willis. And it was Willis who later vouched for Michael to play John Coffey in The Green Mile, the role that really made him a star. From there, Michael's career soared. He started landing bigger roles and cemented himself as a Hollywood favorite. But as we all know, his journey was tragically cut short. On July 13th, 2012, Michael Clarke Duncan suffered a heart attack that landed him in the intensive care unit at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. Despite the best efforts of medical professionals, his condition took a turn for the worse. On September 3rd, 2012, Michael passed away due to complications from that heart attack. He was just 54 years old. In his will, Michael left almost everything to his fiancée, Omarosa Manigault Newman. Was it because he really loved her? Perhaps. But that decision didn't sit well with his family. They began to question whether their beloved Michael had been manipulated in his final months, a suspicion that cast a shadow over what should have been a celebration of his extraordinary life. Next up, we have Dana Plato. Hollywood has always had a complicated relationship with its child stars, and few stories are as tragic as that of Dana Plato, one of the young talents from NBC's Diff'rent Strokes. Her death may have shocked casual viewers who remembered her from her acting days, but for her devoted fans, it sadly didn't come as a surprise. Dana had the charm and talent that lit up screens, and with that came the fame. But behind the fame was a teenager struggling to navigate the overwhelming pressures of stardom. Those struggles led her down a dark path, experimenting with drugs and alcohol. A story we've seen too many times with young stars. Like so many young stars who struggled with fame, Dana Plato's story ended in tragedy. But her beginning wasn't exactly a fairy tale either. Born in 1964 to a 17-year-old mother, Dana was adopted as an infant by Dean and Kay Plato. By the time she was 3, her adoptive parents had divorced, leaving Kay to raise her alone. Determined to make ends meet, Kay started taking little Dana to casting calls before she could even walk. And it didn't take long for Hollywood to notice. By the age of 6, Dana was acting professionally, appearing in not 10, not 40, but 250 TV commercials. From cereal ads to toy promotions, her face became one of the most recognizable on TV screens. By the age of 10, Dana Plato had already cemented herself as a rising star, earning enough to support both herself and her mother. She kept busy, appearing in various shows, but her big break came at 13, thanks to an unexpected appearance on the D-list talent competition, The Gong Show. That gig opened the door for her to land the role of Kimberly Drummond on Diff'rent Strokes, the part that made her a household name. But with fame came the darker side of stardom. By 14, Dana was already battling demons, overdosing on Valium in an early warning sign of the struggles ahead. As her dependence on drugs and alcohol deepened, it began affecting her career. Eventually, she was written out of Diff'rent Strokes, a blow that marked the beginning of her downward spiral. Struggling to find work, Dana's personal life unraveled further. Financial hardships, substance abuse, and legal troubles became the tragic pattern of her life. In the 1990s, she made headlines for robbing a Las Vegas video store, a desperate desperate act that showed how far she had fallen.
I've been good for a long time. I feel great. I've been sober, I've been exercising, I feel fantastic. I really do.
But just weeks later, Dana passed away from a drug overdose while visiting family in Moore, Oklahoma. Though initially believed to be accidental, her death was later ruled a suicide by the medical examiner. Even more heartbreaking is that nearly 11 years after Dana's tragic overdose, her son also took his own life. In the wake of Jason David Frank's passing, let's remember another original Power Ranger who left us far too soon. Thuy Trung. After a challenging childhood in Vietnam, Trung immigrated to the United States, where a chance encounter with a talent scout shifted her path from civil engineering to acting. Thuy's big break came when she beat out 500 other actresses to land the role of the original Yellow Ranger in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
My agent in Hollywood sent me out on the audition, and it was like about 500 people were there for the part of Trina.
She shone brightly throughout the first season, winning over fans with her charisma. Unfortunately, she left midway through the second season due to disputes over contracts and pay. Despite her short tenure, Thuy cemented her place as one of the most cherished members of the Power Rangers legacy. Tragically, Thuy's career and life were cut short. On September 3rd, 2001, she and her friends were involved in a horrific car accident. The driver lost control, crashing into a roadside rock face, which caused the vehicle to flip multiple times. While her friends survived with injuries, Thuy wasn't as fortunate. She succumbed to the internal injuries sustained in the crash. Her body was cremated a week later, on September 10, 2001. Though her time on this earth was brief, Thuy Trung left an indelible mark, inspiring fans around the world with her talent, grace, and unforgettable role as the Yellow Ranger. Following the tragic loss of Thuy Trung, we have yet another painful one. Lisa Robin Kelly. The entertainment world mourned the tragic loss of Lisa Robin Kelly, popularly known for her role as the flirty and mischievous Lori Foreman on That 70s Show. Lisa's character, Lori, became a fan favorite, but her time on the show was cut short when she abruptly left midway through the third season. Lori was written off with the explanation that she was attending beauty school. Lisa returned briefly in the fifth season for 4 episodes, but by the 6th season, the role had been recast with Christina Moore. In an interview with ABC News, Lisa revealed that her departure was driven by a drinking problem that spiraled after she suffered the trauma of a miscarriage. With That 70s Show, I was guilty of a drinking problem, and I ran, she admitted. In the years leading up to her death, Lisa faced struggles with addiction and legal troubles. She had been arrested multiple times between 2010 and 2013 for charges ranging from DUI to spousal abuse and assault. Despite these challenges, Lisa took a step toward recovery, voluntarily checking into Pax Rehab House in Altadena, California, just days before her death. Tragically, on August 15th, 2013, Lisa was found dead in her room at the facility. The Los Angeles Department of Coroner later determined that her death was accidental, caused by multiple drug intoxication. She was cremated, with her ashes shared among family and friends, and finally laid to rest at Forest Lawn East Cemetery in Weddington, North Carolina. Now, unlike other stars whose untimely passes were due to circumstances beyond their control, the next actor's death was an unfortunate tragedy of a different kind. Lee Thompson Young. Fans and colleagues were left stunned on August 19, 2013, when news broke that 29-year-old Lee Thompson Young had taken his own life. Unlike many Hollywood tragedies, Young's death had nothing to do with drugs, alcohol, or a reckless lifestyle. There was no overdose, no spiraling public downfall, just an unexpected and heartbreaking end to a young life filled with promise. Young was often described as gentle and unassuming, which was quite the contrast to the ostentatious and fast-paced life of many of his Hollywood peers. He had an early rise to fame, but he remained grounded, with a love for traveling and a habit for reminding others to take a breath and enjoy the beauty of life.
You can see out there, that's a little bit of the lot. You see the palm trees, beautiful sunny Los Angeles. And I'm gonna go in and get ready for another fun day on the set.
So why would someone seemingly so chill about life make such a devastating decision? While no definitive answers emerged, those close to Young revealed that he had struggled with depression. Adding to the mystery were rumors tied to his Yoruba heritage and spirituality. Some speculated that his deep love for the religion might have played a role. Young was often seen wearing white garments before his death, a significant symbol in Yoruba tradition. He had also recently taken a trip to an African village, reportedly as part of his spiritual practice. This fueled speculation that his actions were influenced by the Yoruba saying "Iku ya Jason," meaning death is preferable to dishonor. However, in Yoruba culture, suicide is seen as a serious offense, with the belief that it leads to punishment in the afterlife. The real cause of Young's death may never be known, but his passing was a huge loss. Another actor whose death was similar to Young's was Jonathan Brandis. On November 11, 2003, Brandes tragically hanged himself in the hallway of his Los Angeles apartment. Friends who rushed to the scene immediately called 911, and he was taken to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, but he succumbed to his injuries the next day. He left no note, but those close to him later revealed that he had been battling depression. You see, in the years before his death, Jonathan Brandes faced challenges transitioning from a successful child star to a prominent adult actor, a struggle many in the industry know all too well. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, his career had slowed significantly, with fewer notable roles coming his way. Jonathan was deeply frustrated with the direction of his career and the struggle to find meaningful opportunities as an adult. Many of his friends and family believe this frustration led him to, sadly, take his own life. Brandes' story was heartbreaking, but Hollywood would soon face another devastating loss, that of a rising star whose sudden death would leave fans and the industry reeling. Brittany Murphy. Brittany Murphy, the beloved star of films like Clueless, 8 Mile, and Girl Interrupted, passed away unexpectedly on December 20th, 2009, at the age of 32.
Fire Department 97, what's the address of the emergency?
1895 Rising Glen Road.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Oh, somebody's passed out. Brittany, please come back.
Murphy was found unresponsive in her Hollywood Hills home and rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, where she was pronounced dead. The Los Angeles County Coroner's Office later determined that her death was caused by pneumonia, with contributing factors being severe anemia and multiple drug intoxication from prescription and over-the-counter medications. These medications were reportedly taken to treat flu-like symptoms she had been experiencing in the days before her death. Her passing was ruled accidental. The crazy thing was, just 5 months after Murphy's death, her husband, British screenwriter Simon Monjack, died in the same home under eerily similar circumstances. This led to speculation that toxic mold in their house might have contributed to both deaths. Next up, we have Sage Stallone. Sage Stallone, the son of the iconic actor Sylvester Stallone, passed away on July 13, 2012, at the age of 36. Sage Stallone was best known for his role in Rocky V, 1990, where he portrayed Rocky Balboa Jr., the on-screen son of his father, Sylvester Stallone. Beyond acting, he was the co-founder of Grindhouse Releasing, a company dedicated to restoring and preserving cult and exploitation films. He had a deep passion for filmmaking and the arts, earning a reputation as a creative and independent force within the industry. The Los Angeles County Coroner's Office determined that Sage died of a heart attack caused by atherosclerosis, a condition in which the arteries harden and narrow due to plaque buildup. At the time of his death, Sage was found unresponsive in his Studio City home in Los Angeles. Empty prescription pill bottles were discovered nearby, sparking media speculation about potential drug use. Sylvester Stallone was devastated by the loss of his son, calling it the worst tragedy of his life. In a heartfelt statement, he asked for privacy and urged people to remember Sage for his creativity, passion, and artistic contributions, rather than the tragic circumstances surrounding his death. The next person is a talented actor best known for his roles in The Client and Sleepers. Got an idea of who he is? Brad Renfro. Brad tragically passed away on January 15, 2008, at the age of 25. His untimely death was heartbreaking. It is yet another case of a young star taken too soon. Brad burst onto the Hollywood scene at the age of 11 with his critically acclaimed performance in The Client, 1994, opposite Susan Sarandon and Tommy Lee Jones. His raw talent earned him instant fame and a reputation as a promising young actor. He went on to star in films like Apt Pupil, Bully, and The Cure, showcasing his range and depth as a performer. However, the pressures of early fame and his personal struggles took a toll on his career. As he grew older, roles became harder to come by, and his off-screen troubles began to overshadow his talent. Renfro then faced long-standing struggles with substance abuse, which were widely reported during his life. He had several run-ins with the law related to drugs and alcohol, including arrests for possession of cocaine and heroin. Despite attempts to get clean, including rehab stints, he continued to battle addiction.
Anything you put in front of the prize, so to speak, is gonna end up getting in the way and hurting you in the end. Unfortunately, not many people are lucky enough to traverse through things like that and come out on the other side.
When he died, the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office determined that Renfro died of an accidental heroin overdose. It's truly ironic. As a young actor, Brad displayed remarkable talent and left an unforgettable mark on Hollywood. He will continue to be missed. The next actor on our list who passed away was a legendary pro wrestler who turned to acting, Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper, or as he was commonly known, Rowdy Roddy Piper, passed away on July 31st, 2015, at the age of 61. He was one of professional wrestling's most recognizable stars. Piper became a key rival of Hulk Hogan and was Roddy Piper. When he passed, fans, wrestlers, and celebrities around the world shared tributes. WWE honored him with a special video, and many wrestlers shared stories about his generosity, guidance, and influence on their careers. WWE Chairman Vince McMahon described him as one of the most entertaining, controversial, and energetic performers ever in WWE, which sums him up perfectly. Another actor who died in his 60s was Harold Ramis. Harold Ramis, a brilliant actor, writer, and director known for his work on comedy classics like Ghostbusters, Groundhog Day, and Caddyshack, passed away on February 24, 2014, at the age of 69. Harold's influence extended beyond the screen, as he mentored numerous actors and comedians during his career. Ramis died from complications of autoimmune inflammatory vasculitis, a rare condition that causes inflammation of the blood vessels. He had been battling the disease since 2010, which led to a gradual decline in his health. The condition caused complications, including an infection that resulted in a significant setback in 2011 when he temporarily lost the ability to walk. Ramis's illness was largely kept private until his death. His condition was debilitating, and despite periods of recovery, his health continued to deteriorate over the years. By the time of his passing, he had been surrounded by his family at his home in Chicago. In the years since his passing, Ramis's legacy has been honored in various ways, including a touching tribute to his character, Egon Spengler, in the 2021 film Ghostbusters Afterlife. His works were genius, and his ability to make audiences laugh while still being sweet was simply irreplaceable. Speaking of humans who were just sweet and lovely, the death of this next actor broke everyone's heart. Heather O'Rourke. Heather O'Rourke was discovered at the age of 5 and cast as Carol Ann in Poltergeist, 1982, Steven Spielberg's supernatural horror film. Her portrayal of the innocent yet eerie child who communicates with spirits made her an iconic figure in the horror genre. O'Rourke reprised her role in the 2 sequels, Poltergeist II, The Other Side, and Poltergeist III, which was released posthumously. O'Rourke died from cardiac arrest, which was later determined to have been caused by sepsis due to an undiagnosed intestinal stenosis. The condition involved a blockage of the small intestine, which led to severe infections. She had reportedly been experiencing stomach issues and symptoms of flu-like illness in the days leading up to her death, but had not been diagnosed with the underlying condition. But Heather's death wasn't the only one the crew of Poltergeist had to stomach. Dominique Dunne. Dominique Dunne, the actress best known for her role as the older sister, Dana, in Poltergeist, 1982, tragically died on November 4, 1982, at the age of 22. Dunne was murdered by her former boyfriend, John Thomas Sweeney, now known as John Patrick Mora, in a domestic violence incident. Sweeney strangled her during a heated argument outside her West Hollywood home. After the attack, Dunne was rushed to the hospital, where she remained in a coma for 5 days before passing away from brain damage caused by a lack of oxygen during the assault. The incident occurred on October 30th, 1982, when Sweeney showed up at Dunne's home and the two got into an argument. According to the witness David Packer, Sweeney then attacked her, choking her until she fell unconscious. She was discovered and rushed to the hospital, where doctors fought to save her life. Despite their efforts, Dunne's injuries were too severe, and she was declared brain dead on November 4th, 1982. Moving on, Taylor Negron. Taylor Negron was one of Hollywood's ultimate that guy actors, known for compiling an impressive list of memorable credits without ever becoming a household name. Though his appearances were often brief, his deadpan delivery made him a standout in films like Fast Times at Ridgemont High and Better Off Dead, as well as in popular TV shows like Seinfeld and Friends. Tragically, Negron passed away in early 2015 at the age of 57, following a battle with liver cancer. Next up, Andy Hallett. Andy Hallett became a fan favorite on Angel, playing Lorne, the fun-loving, red-horned demon who runs the karaoke club Caritas. Lorne's special talent was reading people's emotions and futures when they sang, making him one of the most unique and memorable characters on the show. Hallett was born and raised in Osterville, Massachusetts. He moved to Los Angeles at 23, where he worked as a messenger for a talent agency. Later, he became an assistant to Joss Whedon's wife, Kai Cole. Hallett's journey to acting started when Joss Whedon saw him sing karaoke and encouraged him to audition for Angel, a spin-off of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. His performance brought Lorne to life, earning him a lot of fans. During the final season of Angel, Hallett was diagnosed with a heart condition caused by a tooth infection that developed into cardiomyopathy. He spent the next 5 years in and out of hospitals before passing away in 2009. The next actor on our list is best remembered for his iconic role as Uncle Phil in the beloved 1990s sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. James Avery. It wasn't too long ago that the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion aired on HBO Max. This brought a lot of old, nostalgic feelings. While we got to reunite with our favorite cast, we were reminded of one who couldn't be there, James Avery, the beloved Uncle Phil.
Is the heart of the show.
He is the one that brings it all together. He is the base of that show.
James Avery died on December 31st, 2013, at the Glendale Memorial Medical Center due to complications from open heart surgery. He was undergoing a bypass surgery, which was meant to mitigate some serious heart health issues. He was only 68 when he passed away. It was reported that James had severe coronary heart disease, end-stage kidney disease, and type 2 diabetes. TMZ obtained his death certificate, which stated James's official cause of death is listed as cardiorespiratory arrest, which means his heart either stopped during or after the surgery. James was most likely considered a high-risk patient going into the surgery due to his health condition. In the history of cinema, the next actor's image is sure to stand as one of the most memorable and lasting. Richard Attenborough. Richard Attenborough, the renowned actor, director, and producer, passed away on August 24, 2014, just days before his 91st birthday. Attenborough's illustrious career spanned decades, earning him widespread acclaim for his work in films such as Gandhi and Jurassic Park. In 2008, Richard Attenborough had a fall at his home in Richmond, southwest London, which left him in a brief coma. While he recovered within a few days, the incident took a serious toll on his health. By 2011, his brother David shared that Richard was using a wheelchair and was unlikely to make any more films. His health continued to decline after the fall, leading up to his death in 2014. As a director, Attenborough is best known for Gandhi, a biographical film that won 8 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director. He was knighted in 1976 and later received a life peerage in 1993. He was also dedicated to charity work, serving as president of the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art and a Goodwill Ambassador for UNICEF. This man lived a full and remarkable life. Richard Bonehill. Richard Bonehill may not have been a household name, but fans of Star Wars are likely familiar with some of the iconic characters he brought to life. He appeared in several key roles in the original trilogy, including portraying a stormtrooper and a rebel soldier. He also played the role of the Tatooine Thug in Return of the Jedi, and worked as a stunt double for characters like Han Solo and Chewbacca. His work in Star Wars and other films helped solidify his place in film history, particularly in the world of stunt work and character portrayal. Throughout his career, Bonehill also contributed his talents to various other films and TV shows, frequently playing roles that required physicality or performing stunts. To his family, Bonehill was a loving and supportive presence, always putting his relationships before his career. He was a humble and down-to-earth man who cared deeply for his loved ones and loved to have fun, although sometimes dangerous ones.
What we're going to do, Paul is going to attempt to kill me. Of course, you mustn't try this at home. If you were fencing, you would be wearing modern equipment like this mask. So it's very, very safe, as opposed to what we're doing now, where we're taking our lives in our own hands.
Sadly, Bonehill passed away on February 4th, 2015, at the age of 67. Even after his passing, his legacy endures not just through his contributions to film and television, but through the fond memories and lasting impact he left on the people in his life. Next up, we have the friendly yet mysterious neighbor of the hit sitcom Home Improvement, Earl Hindman. Earl Hindman had a relatively low-profile career in show business, with appearances in films like Silverado and The Taking of Pelham 123. During the 1970s and 1980s, he gained recognition for his role as Bob Reed in more than 450 episodes of the soap opera Ryan's Hope. Hindman passed away on December 29, 2003, at the age of 61, following a battle with lung cancer. We've now reached our final actor, whose passing was eerily similar to Thuy Trang's, though his was tragically the result of someone else's carelessness. Anton Yelchin. Anton Yelchin was killed in a freak accident at his home in Los Angeles when his Jeep Grand Cherokee rolled backward down his driveway and pinned him against a brick pillar and security gate. Investigations revealed that the accident was caused by a poorly designed electronic gear shifter, which led to confusion about whether the car was in park. Yelchin's sudden and heartbreaking death shocked everyone, prompting a lawsuit by his family against the car manufacturer Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, which later settled.
It is wrong. It's against nature when the parents bury its own child. That's why we hope that this lawsuit will make our family never go through the same hell, as we're going right now.
These amazing actors left a lasting impact with their performances and how they lived. Though their lives ended in different and often tragic ways, their work is not forgotten. Their stories remind us how precious life is and how much we should value ourselves and those around us. And that's a wrap. If you enjoyed this video, why not check out these other videos on your screen? See if you like them too.